Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel. You all, this morning I am going to make an eggplant omelet. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with eggplant omelet. It's actually a Filipino dish. Um, my best friend gave me this recipe. All right, and I've been cooking this for years. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started because it has a lot of steps to this. Okay, so just kind of bear with me, and I'm gonna try and make it as short as possible. But okay, so first thing I'm gonna let you know is that I have already cleaned my vegetables and peeled my garlic here. All I gotta do is chop it up, onion, chop it up. Okay, so back here on the griddle, and I hope you can see this. I caught myself, got the camera situated so that you should be able to see back here. Okay, so my cord is not very long, so I couldn't bring it over more towards the camera because my outlet is over that way. All right, so you all, I have my eggplants back here on the griddle. Okay, these are my eggplants. I have cored out a little part of the eggplant just because I've had these eggplants for a little while, and I needed to go ahead and use them up before they just go completely bad. So I did. That's what you see here, these little areas here, and I even cut off the end of it. Now normally you wouldn't do that. You would just wash your eggplant and put it straight on the grill like that. But like I said, I just cut off the little parts that I felt was probably kind of, bad. Okay, so I'm just going to place them on this griddle back here. Now normally when I cook this dish, I'm cooking it straight on the burner. Okay, but I'm not going to do that because it would require me to clean up all that, then go back and fry it and so forth. So I'm not going to do that. So this is my first time actually putting it on the griddle. Okay, because I do put it on my burner. That's what I would normally do. So you just basically grilling them. You can put it on like I said, a stove top, a gas range. You can put it on the, grill outside, gas grill, charcoal grill. You can do it any of those ways, okay? So, and you can even put it in the oven as well, okay? And let it, cook that way. So, I'm just going to leave them here. And I'm going to continue to just go ahead and start cutting up my vegetables and stuff while that's cooking, okay? So, we have onion here. I'm going to go ahead and chop this onion. It is a purple onion, you guys, and it's a large purple onion. Now, those eggplants there, they are just some that I got here from the grocery store. I didn't get them from the Asian market, okay? Now, you can certainly use the eggplants from the Asian market because that's what my friend uses. Okay, but when I make it with the eggplants that I get here at my local grocery, and it tastes just as good to me. So that's what I've been using over the years, you guys. And I love it. It is a egg based recipe. So if you don't like eggs, you may not want to try this recipe. But it is delicious though. It's delicious. It's packed full of flavor with all of these onions. Look how much onion that is, you guys. That's a lot of onion, right? So it's going to be flavorful. And now you don't have to use all these onions if you don't like to. Let me pull this back. I forgot about that. I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so, and if you don't like onion, don't put the onion in, it's whatever you like. Now, this recipe that I'm using, I'm going to use ground beef. Okay, you can use ground pork. I have some ground pork, but I like it with the ground beef. Now, my friend, she makes it with the ground beef, and she's made it with the pork as well. I prefer the ground beef in mine. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Y'all, it's early here. I know my daughter is awake, but my son is still asleep. So I thought I'd come in and just do a quick, well, it's not going to be a quick video, but to get this done. I needed to get it done because, like I say, those eggplants was going to go bad if I didn't. And I'm really trying not to be so wasteful. So I definitely want to get that done. I smell that over there, you guys. And it's a lot of work with, once that is done cooking, taking that that outer layer off there, because you got to peel that off, you guys. And you really have to wait until it cools off, or you can force it to cool off. And I normally force it because I just don't have time to just wait for that to cool off on its own. So what you can do to force that, and what I'm gonna do, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that step on camera or not. I haven't decided. Ooh, these onions are getting to me, you guys. But what you would do to cool it off is to sit it in a bowl of water. You sit it in a bowl of water, you guys, and then you peel off that outer layer there. Alright, so my counters, everything is clean, I promise. Okay. So, I'm just putting that back in the bowl there. Okay. So, I'm just going to break that little excess off into the sink over here. And I'm going to wash my hands to get that off. And you guys, I'm going to actually step off camera to kind of get myself together, because that onion, you look at there. You see me crying? Does it every time. Does it every time. So, I'm going to step off camera. And I'm going to go ahead and get myself back together, okay? But in the meantime, this is fine over here. It's doing what it needs to do, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. Okay, I caught myself done cleaned up my face a little bit from chopping these onions, and hopefully I'll be good to go now. So I'm going to just move these over to the side to try to kind of, you know, help me out so that I don't do that again. But I'm just going to sit them over here for now. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on my burner here. And I'm going to turn it on maybe about a good 5, maybe 4-ish 5. Because 5 cooks really, you know, good on my burner here, on my stovetop. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up these garlic here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About a good 5.5 pieces of garlic. Okay, so I'm just going to start trying to just roughly chopping these up, okay? And let me take a look at the eggplant, make sure it's doing what it needs to do. Oh yeah, it's doing good. But I do like to keep that that light on there. So I want to go ahead and do what it needs to do. Okay, so I'm just roughly chopping up these the garlic pieces here, and we're gonna put them over into our skillet there. I actually have some tomatoes over there in the sink here. Like I said, I already cleaned them and, you know, rinsed them and all those good things, and I'll chop them up in a minute. Okay, I don't know if I want to just stay on camera, you know, chopping vegetables. I don't know if you guys want to see that. But here I am. I'm just kind of chopping, you know. I think that's good enough there. Alright, so I'm going to pour these into this bowl here. Alrighty. Got that. Okay, clean up my mess here. And so we got our onion chopped up, and I have my garlic chopped, which is really good. Okay, we're moving along really nicely. All right, so my next step is to check on this frying pan to see if it's ready for some oil. I'm gonna turn it on up to get that going. Now, so what I'm going to do next is work on my tomatoes. So I won't chop all these on camera, but I will maybe just do one so you can see what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so let me use a smaller knife to core this out. Let me grab a small knife. Yeah, that will work. Okay, so I'm just going to core out the tomatoes here. Alright. There we go. To the top and the bottom. Now these did not come out of my husband's garden. His tomatoes aren't ready yet. He started his garden late this year. And he actually didn't do... We always do a small garden, but this time it's even smaller. You know what I mean? It's just a few tomato plants. He may have done 4 or 5 tomato plants. And I know he did some eggplant, tomatoes, peppers. I think some cucumbers. Oh yeah, and cucumbers. He definitely did cucumbers. Okay, so I'm just kind of chopping this tomato up. And I really don't like mine. Well, not to say that I don't like it, but I normally do larger pieces than this. Can you see this? For whatever reason, I went on and kind of cut them a little bit smaller. But it's okay because it's gonna cook down. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna continue to work on chopping these tomatoes. Okay, I think my burner is getting hot enough, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in some oil. That way you can go ahead and start seeing that step there, okay? And then when I go off, I'll continue with chopping up the tomatoes. Okay. So my skillet, it seems to be hot enough, okay? And this is just some corn oil. You can use vegetable oil. If I had vegetable oil, I would have definitely used the vegetable oil, okay? So, I'm going to just pour a little bit of that in there, okay? Can you guys see that? Okay, let me just in case. Just kind of covering, not quite covering the bottom of the skillet there of oil with oil, so... I'm going to go ahead and start with my onion, my purple onion. How many of you guys like purple onion? I love purple onion. And they're so pretty, aren't they? Nice and colorful. I like that. Okay? So, we got that in there. And I'm going to go ahead, let me rinse my hands because touch that. I'm going to use these seasonings, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on that. Y'all, my salt. Y'all see all that salt coming out? I usually keep it in like a Ziploc bag. But for the video, I just set it on top of a plate here. It's just because I thought it would be just easier to work with. But when I store it, I definitely put it inside of a Ziploc bag. Because all the salt, some of the salt comes out the bottom of the box. And it gets everywhere. Okay. So, I've added some salt to the onions. So, now I am going to go in with my other seasonings. I'm just going to use some salt and pepper. And you guys, this pepper is potent, so I'll just add a little bit of that, but it's going to really give you a little bit of a heat to it. It can if you put too much, put it that way. I'm not going to put too much in there. Alright, so now I am going to go in, you guys, with a little bit of accent, okay? Now you have to be careful with the accent because accent, you know, it can be, you know, really, some people like it and some people don't, but I like it because it wakes up the flavor in the foods, but you want to be careful and not use too much accent though. Because it can, to me, sometimes, I don't know, I don't got to the point to where sometimes it doesn't agree with me. So, I don't use a lot of it, but I do put a little bit because it definitely wakes up the flavor in your foods. Okay? So, I'm going to just move that around there. Just like that. And I'm going to continue to let that cook. Check on this because I'm going to turn that on up because I need that going get done there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic as well. It's chopped garlic. And I think it was like, what did I say, about 5.5 pieces, something like that, of garlic. Ooh, that smells so good, you guys. Smells good. Okay, I'm going to continue to let that cook down a little bit. And I'm going to continue to go ahead and chop the rest of these tomatoes. I have 3, 4, 5 tomatoes that I'm chopping, okay? I'll be back. Okay, you guys, I am back. I am back. All right. These onion and garlic was really delicious. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and pour in these tomatoes that I chopped. You guys, it smells so good. It smells so good. Now, I do like to season my tomatoes as they're cooking, so I'm going to go ahead and pour myself a little salt in my hand and sprinkle as I go. Sprinkle a little bit in there. And as you see, I'm not using a lot. And I am going to go in with a little bit of this accent. Not much, you guys. Okay. A little bit more of the black pepper. I like to layer my flavors. Okay. And the eggplant, I think you guys can still see that there. It's doing really well. I'll go over and show you that in a minute. I still have some salt here in my hand that I'm going to use in a few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and try and get these incorporated really good with the onion, the tomatoes, and then I'm going to pour in a little bit more of the tomatoes. And now I'm going to pour in the rest of that salt that's in my hand. Alright, and that is all the tomatoes there, okay? So, that's all the salt. Okay, a little bit more of the accent, not a lot, just a little sprinkle. There we go. Okay, I just heard that eggplant kind of like pop open a little bit. So that is really good. I'll go over there in a minute and show you what's going on with that. Let me just get this all incorporated really well with the onion and the bell pepper. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on up a little bit. Alright, that bell pepper is trying to get to me, you guys. Ooh, I'm sorry, the black pepper. Okay, so over here is our eggplant, and it's still cold up here on top, okay? But when you turn it over, you kind of see how it's cooking there on that side. Now, I have a better image in a few minutes. Maybe you guys are ready to see it a little bit better when I can get it closer up. Okay, so that's cooking nicely, you guys. I'm really happy with this. So I'm going to continue to let that cook. And you guys, I do have this turned all the way up, okay? So while that's still hanging out, and um, I got my onions, my garlic, and my tomatoes cooking over here, I'm going to go ahead and start with the eggs, okay? I have 5 eggs here. Now, if you're not an egg lover or whatever, maybe you want to do less eggs or what have you, but this is going to make up a lot. So, I definitely wanted to make certain I had enough eggs. Okay, that's 1. 2. 3. Now you guys, my son can actually crack the eggs with one hand, and I can't do that. I think I saw a little net, you guys. No. My that's it. That's 5. My husband and my son went out last night to the grocery store, and they came back in with the groceries. And my son just kind of left the door open while he went out. I'm like, always push the door up or whatever, so that's what happens. Little stuff like that comes in. So, ooh, that's cooking really good. Let me go back over there to those tomatoes, because I don't want them to just shrivel up to nothing. I want to keep them somewhat intact, you guys. But this is cooking really good. This is some good stuff, y'all, I tell you. How many of you have ever had eggplant omelet? Now, I'm going to tell you, when I first tried this dish, and it's been a long time ago, I didn't like it. I was like, ew, you know? But my friend, she was like, okay, try it again now. You know, she said it's an acquired taste or what have you. So I did. I said, oh, Lord Jesus. Ooh, help me. You know, but it was good. I was like, okay, it's not that bad, you know. So I got to the point, you know, now where I do like it a lot. So, you guys. All right, so this is doing its thing. Let me just step off camera just real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and finish up with these eggs and the tomatoes here, the little mixture here that I have, because this is looking like it's really, oh yeah, this done broke down really good, you guys. That's what I want. Some broke down really good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off the burner at this point, okay? Take it off and put it over to the side. I'm going to turn that off. And now I'm going to go ahead and, what was that? Oh, maybe, oh yeah, because I washed those 2 dishes up. Maybe that's what that was. That over there. Okay, you guys, I'm doing this by myself. I think that's what I'm going to start doing is videoing them, you know, without someone behind the camera. I'm not sure just yet, because I think I found the area that I think I can kind of pull it off by myself. I'll just continue to try it out and see how, you know, how it goes. Okay, so I'm just kind of whisking the eggs up here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Looks good, you guys. Now, I am going to put in a little bit of salt to this. Like I say, I'm layering it. And you see it's not a lot, you guys. It's not a lot because I do have salt already over in there. Because you got to remember, I still have to add the eggplant, and I actually have some ground beef here that's going to go in. Okay? So, it won't be too much salt. Okay, now, I have my eggs ready. Okay? So, at this point, you guys, I am going to go ahead... I'm going to go ahead and add, I have a bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes, the tomato mixture to this bowl. Okay. Y'all see that? There we go. That's going to be our tomato mixture. Alright. And the reason why I want to go ahead and add this in like this is because I'm going to reuse this skillet. I'm going to add the ground beef in this same skillet. Okay? And I'm just wiping the outside of this off. Okay, I'm just wiping the outside off, and now I'm going to put this skillet back on the burner. Okay. Let me rinse my dishcloth out. Oh yeah, that's turning nicely, you guys. It's actually done got brown along the sides here. You know, it started off, you know, at the bottom, but now it's kind of coming up. So once it comes up a little bit more, I am gonna turn it for you guys. Okay. Now I have my skillet here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on up. Okay, put it back on 5. Okay. Now this is good. This is my tomato-based mixture here, and I'm just gonna kind of sit it back up here, out of the way at this point. Okay. So I have some ground beef here. This was a family size pack of ground beef. And I used, you know, half of this last night on another dish. So I kept the remainder because I knew I wanted to make this dish this morning. Okay, so I'm just going to take, I don't even really think I want to use all that ground beef because I don't like it to be overpowered with meat. You can do that if you like. Like I said, you can use the pork or the ground beef or what have you. And you probably can do a mixture of it if you want to do that too. So, I think what I'm going to do though is maybe use like half of this. Maybe about. And if I feel like I need more after it breaks down, then, you know, I'll go ahead and add more if I need it. Okay. Just going to break this on down. Now, you guys saw, let me show you here, but just in case you didn't get a good look at this, but once I added this to the bowl, you see about how much that made? You see that? That's a lot, right? Okay. So you can probably understand better why I use so much onion, okay? And just remember, it's going to be added to the egg. Also, the ground beef and the eggplant. So it's going to make a nice big batch of this eggplant omelet. Okay? I'm going to just put this back off to the side. I am going to go in and season my ground beef just a little. Put this over the sink. Ooh, that's too much salt. Y'all see that? That's too much salt. I'm not going to use all that. So I'm just going to pinch off what I want at this point. Okay? And maybe a little one more. Okay, I just trashed the rest of that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead in with more black pepper. Just a couple shakes. Little bit of accent. I only got like one of these holes open, okay? Just a couple shakes. I like accent, but like I say, it does wake up the flavor in the foods. But you know, it has all, you know, MSG and stuff in it, so whew, it does. I think that's what bothers my stomach sometimes. So because of that, that's why I only use a little bit. Because I usually use a little bit more than what I'm using now, but I've learned to just use a little bit. And this is browning nicely, you guys. This ground beef here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to add a little bit more. I think I'm going to add a little bit more because I do have a lot of mixture, you guys. So, I'm just going to add about that much. Look, I'm going to leave that little corner so that somebody can make a hamburger. How about that? Now, you guys, I really enjoy Filipino cooking. There's you know, a couple more recipes and stuff that I do want to share with you guys that I do enjoy preparing. And I'll probably even make a few dishes that I haven't never prepared before. I'm kind of excited about that because it's some things that I've always wanted to try, but I just never, you know, took the time to actually do it. So I'm kind of excited about that as well. So yeah, so if I can you know, figure it out and learn how to make those dishes, I'm really want to share it with you guys. So I'm just continuing here with the ground beef, and I won't keep you guys on here while I'm doing this. And what I'm gonna do is actually just cook this, you know, ground beef, and then I'm gonna drain it. All right. And then I'm going to let it just cool just a little bit. And add it to the tomatoes. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to add in the egg mixture. Okay? Now, the longest thing that it's going to take to cook is the eggplant. Now, like I said, I've never cooked the eggplant before on the griddle like this, okay? It's usually on the stovetop, and I think it's actually taking longer on the griddle, you guys. But I don't mind it just because I'm trying to do a video around it, and I don't want to, like I say, have to mess up my stovetop. Then I have to go in and clean it before I can actually start to fry the eggplant. So I didn't want to have to, you know, do that and just make it so much more you know, work on me, because I'm trying to get the video in this morning before my kids get up and moving around too much. Okay, so what I'm gonna do before I go off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and try and flip this for you guys. It may not quite be ready to flip, but just to kind of show you guys, because I do, like I say, I'm not gonna make it a long drawn out video. So, and this is really still cold up top, you guys. See? And I can really just turn it over with my hand for real, but I'm going to do this. See that? I don't know how well you can see it, but once I get ready to, once I take it off the grill, I'll come back over to the countertop over here, and you guys can get a better, closer up look of this. Like I say, I'm not sure how much of this you can actually see because it is a little further back. So I'm going to continue to let that cook. Okay? So I've turned my eggplant at this point, and I'm going back over here to the ground beef, and this ground beef is pretty much cooked. Okay? And you got to remember, we're going to go back in and fry this, mix all this stuff up and fry it. So really, you don't even have to cook it all the way. You know, you can just leave a little bit not cooked just because you got to go back in and cook it anyway. Alright? But this is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here, and I'll come back on, and I'll have this ground beef already drained, and I may even have it already put in this bowl here. I may go ahead and add it to this mixture here. Okay. All right, you guys. We'll put this back. And I'm going to step off camera for a minute, you guys. I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, guys, I am back. Okay. Now, as you see here, I have my eggplant back here, and it's finished cooking. Okay. I left it there on the grill because I want you guys to see how I do this. Now, I did go ahead and mix in the ground beef with the other vegetables, the tomato, garlic, and onion. So that's what I have here in this bowl. And it's just, you can see some of the juice there on those tomatoes that came off those tomatoes there. Okay? But it made a nice size amount. You see that? And it's going to get even bigger when we add the egg and the eggplant to it. So, here we go. Okay, now, these eggplants over here are still hot, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take them off the griddle here and put them on this plate just so I can bring them over closer to you guys, so you guys can get a better image of what this looks like, okay? That's what you want, all right? And it did, let me pull it down a little bit more, but this is what you want. And it did take it a lot longer to cook on this griddle as opposed to on the stove top. But like I said, I definitely didn't want to put it on the stove top and have to clean the stove top and then go back in and start cooking the actual omelet themselves. So I did this I did it this way, and I've never done it on the griddle before, first time, but it did take a lot longer. Okay, now, so what we're gonna do is we have to cool this off. So instead of having to wait like about an hour or what have you for this to cool off or so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to force it to cool. Okay, and how are we gonna do that? Okay, I have this bowl here, and what I'm gonna do is take the eggplant and put it over in the bowl. Okay. And now I'm going to add water. I'm going to add water to the bowl. Just enough water to maybe just cover the eggplant, but that's good enough. Okay, so like I said, it is still hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working with this at this point. Okay, I took out a fork here to kind of help me with this, and let's see if we can get this done. I'm gonna need something to, I guess I can use this plate here. Okay, because I'm gonna need something to put the peeling on. So I'm gonna go ahead in like this. Let me touch it. Yeah. Okay, see, like this right here, I can touch it now like this under the water. Okay, it's not hot. I thought it was gonna be too hot for me. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so I can really just use my hands at this point. See, and you're just gonna peel all that off. See? Just peeling it off. Have you ever cooked your eggplant this way before? Have you ever seen it done before? Let me know. And if you guys have any eggplant recipes that you would like to share with me, I would love to hear about those. I've used eggplant in making a lasagna. That was really good. You used the eggplant in place of the lasagna noodles. That's how I made mine. I haven't made one of those in a long time. That might be something I can make for you guys, since my husband is growing the eggplants this year. This is actually his second year growing eggplants. He grew some last year, and then he has some this year. Now, like I said, he doesn't have a large garden, but he never has a large garden. But even this one is much smaller than what he would normally do. You notice I said he. I started to say we, but I don't do that. I don't help out with it, to be honest with you. I may ask him, could he plant a certain item or whatever, but as far as me getting out there helping. Now, that very first year, I did help him. I would go out and harvest them, you know, pick the tomatoes and different things like that. But and I would sit outside while he was using his tiller and, you know, different things like that or whatever. But he can't even use that because every time he do it, he end up in the emergency room. So now he have to get somebody to just, you know, help him out and get it done for him. So we have somebody come over and help him till the garden, you know, get the ground and stuff ready for that, because he can't do it. It hurts him too bad. So, and you know I can't get out there and do it. Nope, 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 nope. But I will get out there and like sit out on the deck or something like that while he's doing it, you know. And he likes that because, you know, just being supportive and stuff, and I enjoy it. So you guys, I'm just going to continue to peel off this outer layer here of this eggplant. See that? Alright. And you know, you're not going to necessarily get every little bit of it, but I do try to get the majority of it off, as much as I possibly can off. And actually at this point I can really pour this water off of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing this here at this point. So come back over to the other one, and I hope you guys can see what it is that I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, you guys. See that? Alright, this is what we want. This is what we was peeling all that excess off to get down to this. Now, you know, you can, like, if you had like a smaller eggplant, you can just use like this mixture with the egg in it and the meat mixture with the tomatoes and garlic and onions. You can just take one of these, like a smaller one of these, and pour that mixture over it, and you have like a whole eggplant. But me, I like to break mine up. Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna pick this up just to kind of put it on this plate here for now, because I do want to use this bowl here, and I'm just gonna pour off. Ooh. Okay, let me get you. Fell down in there. Okay, okay, because I do want to, you know, use this bowl here to break it apart. So I'm just gonna pour it off here. And I'm just gonna rinse it out. Okay, try my hands here. Now, all right, here we go, you guys. Finally getting down to it. All right. So here I have the eggplant. I'm just going to pick it up and put it over in the bowl like that. Do you all like eggplant? It's like I say, you know, my father used to eat the eggplant when we was growing up or whatever, and my mom would cook it. She would fry it, and it was nothing that I ever would try. You know, it didn't look good or whatever. But I didn't start appreciating eggplant until, you know, later on in life. Okay, see, at this point, all I'm gonna do here, and I'm gonna go in with my hand, I think, to break this on up. Because I could do this like this and kind of pull it apart here. But you guys, this has been a long process. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down, the tongs and the fork down. And I'm going to go in with my hands and just kind of break it up. Because that's the way I like mine. Now my friend, when she would make it, this is what she would do. She would break it up as well. But I do know that you can do like individual eggplant pieces. Now this is that end piece there that was on the eggplant. Now this right here is kind of like tough right in here. So I'm just pulling off what I can of it, and I'm going to put it off over there in the trash. Okay, so I'm just pulling it apart. That's all I'm doing, everybody. Just taking it and pulling it apart. But yeah, it took a long time on that griddle, which I know it's a whole different appliance than what I'm used to using. But I'm glad that it did finally, you know, cook it all the way through like I needed it to. So I'm grateful of that. And now it's not going to be long. After this process, you guys, all we're going to do is mix all this goodies up together, and we'll be ready to start making our eggplant, frying our eggplant omelet. See that? What I can pull apart, I will. And what don't come apart, I'm going to put it over in the trash pile. Okay. I'm just breaking this up, you guys. I know you guys don't want to continue to see me do this, but this is the process. And I can take a fork, like I said, and get in there and pull it apart or whatever. But, ooh, this video has been taking so long already. I just want to get in here and get it done at this point, you guys. All right. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to wash my hands real quick, you guys. And soap back. We go back here. I got soap back here. Okay. I'm just going to go in and just kind of pull it apart a little bit more. All right, you guys. There we go. That looks good there. Okay. Now, can you see that? Now, that is the eggplant, okay? So, what I'm going to do... This is trash here. I can actually go ahead and put this in the trash. Okay, you guys. So now I got that done. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go on in. And I'm going to add the eggplant to this bowl here. And now I'm just going to mix it in here with these tomatoes, garlic, and onion. Ooh, you guys, this smells so good. So good. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the bowl a little bit so you can see that. See what that's looking like? See how thick that is at that point? Okay. Rinse my hands here. And now I'm going to go in and I am going to add the egg in. And that was 5 eggs. And if you think you want more eggs or less egg, then, you know, do that. Okay. I am going to go in with a little more seasoning. Just to kind of marry them all in together. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this burner so it can go ahead and start heating up, you guys. Now, I only have corn oil and I have olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and fry this in the corn oil. Okay. There we go, black pepper. Now, did you notice I put a little bit more black pepper in there than what I had been putting all along? Ooh, that's too much salt. Okay, I won't be using all that now. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and crank that up on 7 and go ahead and get that heated up, you guys, so we can go ahead and get this going. Alright. Ooh, you guys. I'm so excited. Now, I did forget to tell you guys, now, you can eat rice with this dish, okay? Now, that's just the way my friend does it. So, I went on and made some rice in my Instant Pot. So, I actually have some rice over there, okay? So, you would basically fry this and put it over a bed of rice. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be honest. When I make this, when I fry it, it usually doesn't flip nicely. It kind of comes apart. Now, when my friend does it, she put a plate over the top of the skillet and then turn it upside down, and that's how she flips it so that it'll stay intact. I'm gonna try that just because I want it to be, you know, pretty and cute for you guys. Because normally, like I said, I don't do that. It falls apart and I still just put it on my plate or whatever. And I usually put it away in a container or something like that or what have you. But I'm going to try it today. Okay, you guys. I don't know, but if I showed you what it looks like all mixed in with the egg. Okay. That is your eggplant omelet. That is it. That's what you want. Okay. This is it here. Okay, now I'm going to use the same skillet that I was using to cook all the vegetables and the ground beef and all that in, okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and add in some of this olive oil. I'm sorry, the corn oil. Okay. Now, while that's continuing to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and get my area here ready. Okay, because I'm going to need a plate, a transfer plate to put the cooked items on. Now, I'm not going to make all of this, you know, for the video, but I'll try to make a few of them up though. But it takes time to, you know, get them to cook or what have you. So, okay, that's heating up nicely. So what I'm going to do, I do want to heat up a little bit more before I add that in, just a little bit more. So I'm going to crank it on up just to go ahead and get this skillet hot. But I just can't tell you guys enough at how good this smells. And first time you try it, you may not like it, or you might will like it. But this is some good stuff here. This is really good. And all those tomatoes in there, ooh, that's what makes it so good to me, is the tomatoes. Alright, so now I got that heated up like I wanted, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back down now. And I'm going to put it on maybe between 5 and 7. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me just give it one good stir. Because I want everything mixed in there good together. Okay, so Just move that plate there back. So I'm going to bring my bowl over. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to go in, you guys. And I am going to place this over into the skillet. I hope you guys can see this. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I did try that with the plate and flipping it or what have you. It's not intact like it should. If I was to pick that up, it will come apart. So I'm just gonna continue to do what I do, and you guys, I'm sure will love it. Once you taste this, you'll love it. So now I'm gonna go in with another batch of this omelet mixture. Okay. Make a nice batch and that time. Okay. Put a little bit more in than what I did with the other one. Alright, you guys. Alright, I'll put this over here. And I'll bring the plate back over. You guys, I only have a little space here that I'm working with. So I have to kind of move stuff around to get this done. Okay. So, the other one is over here cooking now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some rice, you guys. And put it on this plate here. Get a spoon. I'll rinse my hands real quick, you guys, and bring the rice over. I just put a little bit here on the plate, okay, and that's still cooking there, so that's fine. But I'm going to go ahead, you guys, because this video, you just don't have any idea how long this is taking. And I knew it was going to be a long process because, like I say, I make this. And I know the amount of work that it goes into making this. So I definitely want to go ahead and get finished with this video before my son gets up. Because when he gets up, he's going to be ready to come into the kitchen and get him something to eat. So what I'm going to do, like I say, if I was to really just, I'm going to show you guys. Watch this. When I pick this up, see, it's going to fall apart. You see that? Okay. But I tell you, there's no other ingredient that goes into this. And I've often thought about adding a little bit of bread or something to it so that it will stay intact. But when my friend does it, like I say, she just use another plate and flip it or what have you. But there you go. See, you guys? Okay, you guys, I have finished frying up some of the eggplant omelet here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces here that I fried. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished product. Okay, now the last one I just took it and made it again. I put a bed of rice, just a small bed of rice, because I've already eaten one. I'm not really hungry right now. So and I put the eggplant omelet over the rice there. Okay, and my son done woke up and he came in, and actually I cooked 6 of them because he went on and ate some as well, and he said it was delicious. He really loved it. He enjoyed it a lot. So you guys, let me just pick it up for just in case you can't see it, but that is the end result of that, you guys, and I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You guys, if you like my videos, please go ahead and hit that like button for me, please, and share out my videos, you guys, and please subscribe to my videos, and hopefully you guys, I'll be able to make more content for you guys in the near future. Thank you. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.